What is going on, everyone? Welcome to this wonderful Monday, May 16th, the year 2022. I'm Jeff. I'm back. If you, the faithful listeners who listened over the weekend to Mo and Bailey and the Prez, it was really cool. It was really fun to get to be a fan and a listener for a little while the guys did their thing. I really appreciate them. Only because this is my idea, sort of. I appreciate them really supporting it and pushing it through, and it means a lot from all the guys and all the comments. And it's really been a cool experiment. So here we go. It's Monday. It's 365. A lot happened over the weekend since I've been gone. I had a wonderful weekend playing disc golf. I'm disc golf addicted at this point. Played about 90 holes. I don't know. I don't know what that means for my future. I may be leaving you for a professional disc golf career soon. I have no idea. Things are things are really going good right now. But no, seriously, I had a great weekend. Me and my wife and a lot of friends and a few libations but I kept up with the basketball and thankfully kept up with the guys, and they kept me in the loop of what was going on. So it was a blast. So again, thanks for everybody that listens. Thanks for everybody that watches. Thanks for everybody that interacts with us on social media and watch us on YouTube and hit that subscribe button. Again, we can't tell you how much it means. It's awesome. So here we go. Yesterday, 2 game sevens NBA, 2 game sevens NHL hockey. I've been building it up all week. These game sevens that were coming in the NBA, and it was going to be an historic Sunday afternoon, and not really. So game one, Celtics Bucks. It's been a fantastic series. I said, and I stand by it. Didn't matter how this series ended. I was going to consider it a really, really good series, and it could have been a great series, but it became a really, really good series. The big time players were making big time plays all week, and it was a real battle back and forth. And yesterday, the Celtics win Game 7. 109-81 over the Milwaukee Bucks to move on to the Eastern Conference Finals. It was actually a pretty close first half. This game came down to, it really felt like, I can't say, it is what it is. There's no excuses in sports. There's reasons. Chris Middleton being gone, just it caught up with the Bucks in the last couple games. Giannis is doing everything he could, played an all-time great series, honestly, especially for a losing series. And it wore down a little bit, a lot of it due to the Celtics defense, the physicality. And after game one, the Celtics decided just to make shots, and they went on the offensive, aggressiveness. And they just started outscoring the Bucks, and that was the difference. And then when I look at yesterday's games, you got, Giannis had his 25 points, pretty good game. Jrue Holiday, we talked a lot about how good he was, especially game 5 there, the magical fourth quarter. He had 21 points, but 9 for 21 shooting and 0 for 6 3-pointers. And that was the story really of this game. The standout stat is that Milwaukee shot 4 of 33 3-pointers, which that's dreadful. You can't win doing that, which means they got the shots they wanted. And I'm sure a lot of them were panic shots late. They got the shots they wanted. And when they don't fall, especially if the Celtics turn them into points, which they're good at, because they like to get to the rim and finish off, those transitions. Really good job. Overall, the Bucks shot 37%, which is bad, but not, that 4 for 33 just stands out. You got to make your threes. So just didn't have the offensive firepower to keep up with the Celtics team, especially once the Celtics team got going. They were a strong offensive team once they started pushing the pedal to the metal there. Overall in the game, the standout was, of course, Grant Williams comes in. I think he's a career 7-point average game. He started the game at power forward, 27 points. He had 7 of 18 3-pointers, 10 of 22 field goals, and it was a backbreaker. Jaylen Brown had 19, Tatum had 23. It really just a good overall game. The percentages were much better for the Celtics, but that's what the Celtics team is. Like, find the weakness and exploit it. And Grant Williams, apparently found a spot, he liked, and he was in a good place, and he made him pay for it. And then when you're when you're the Bucks are barely getting any points out of, they're getting 21 out of their starting guard, and you got Grant Williams, it comes out of nowhere with 25, you're going to lose that game. So it was a fun series. Great job. Really looking forward to, uh, the next series. Just my gut opinion. I'm going to do some Eastern Conference Finals. Hopefully tonight we can get it together with Matt from, or Mash, I should say. He goes by, from Hopsky Snooze, and we're going to see if we can get together and do an Eastern Conference Finals. But my gut feeling is that this version of Boston, this offensive Boston team is going to be a little too much for the Miami Heat, and I don't think that series goes deep. That's just my quick gut reaction, you know, out of the gate feelings. Here we go. So the second game wasn't a game. This is a travesty. Dallas wins 123-90, and when I tell you 123-90, and you think, wow, 33-point victory. It was not near that close. Dallas blew the doors off from Jump Street, the Phoenix Suns yesterday, to go to the Western Conference Finals. They deserve it. They were better for the last, 3-4 games of the series by far. I didn't want to see this Phoenix Suns team go any farther after the way Chris Paul basically checked out early in the series. Just had a dreadful series, and I'm judging it based on a dreadful series for your starting point guard. I don't even want to get into the history of it. I don't want to get into what it means for legacy, any of that. Chris Paul had a dreadful series for his position. If his name was, Chris, you know, Chris Jones, I would be saying the same thing. Dreadful series out of we'll call him the Phoenix point guard. Dreadful series out of Phoenix point guard. They needed him, and he didn't show up for the last few games. It was just crazy. Dallas shot 57% from the field, overall 49% from 3. They were making everything early. It was really a boat race. It was terrible. There's so many stats in this game if you go back and look at, you could barely watch it. I believe they were up 30 at the half. 30 at the half. Just crazy. Doncic just came out on fire, 30 minutes, but he had 35 points and 10 rebounds. Got out of the game before the fourth quarter. Great series by Doncic. Just at what this really came into his own in these playoffs. It's been fun to watch these young guys do that. Tatum, Doncic, and Kupo did it last year, but it's been really great. And I tell you, speaking of young guys that stepped up in the playoffs, this series is going to be a stain on Chris Paul's career. I don't care what anybody says. Like it happened. It's there. We saw it. I'm sure there'll be. I would guess there's going to be some injury that comes out of this. There always is with CP3, and that he played through. I don't know, his spleen or something. I mean, seriously, it'll be something. But really, who's got to live with this game is Booker, because Booker did not show up. He I don't know if he just didn't feel like putting in the effort or what it was. Sorry about the graphics, everyone. Need a producer. I don't know if it's the pressure, the effort, whatever it was, but he tried to make a couple cute jump shots, and then that was pretty much it for the game. It really disappointing game from Booker, and he's the one that's got to live with this because he's what's going to be left. Chris Paul's a 38-year-old point guard. Whether he's around long or not, like, his time's over as far as running this team. This is supposed to be Booker's team. 2 years ago, they're trying to force the Kobe Bryant comparisons on us. Let me tell you, Kobe Bryant doesn't get 11 points in a blowout loss to the Mavericks. So Booker's the one that has to kind of live with this game, and now he has to work it off. Like, at some point in his career, he's got to get past this type of game to prove that he's a superstar that everybody's telling us he is. Just a really, really disappointing showing for Booker, but it is what it is. Mavericks deserve everything. It was their defense that did it. It wasn't just the offense. Their defense was great. They really made Phoenix work. They really bothered them. I mean, I'm sorry, but they shut Chris Paul down. They gave him nothing to do out there. Good job. And Spencer Dinwiddie, you can't say enough about how good he played. 30 points again yesterday, but that guy is just like one of those players. He's got the look that in his eyes that you just see him like, okay, he realizes the magnitude of the game, and he has, it seems like he thrives and has fun in these pressure situations, these big games. It's been really good series for him. Plus, just he was kind of a mismatch, but again, it was all Mavericks. Literally nothing good to say about it from the Phoenix Sun. I don't know what they do going into next year. I'll let the guys from Off the Ball Network figure that out. I'm just here to tell you what I saw yesterday, but they're not in a good state for such a good team, and I hate to see that, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So we'll move on for that. So the Western Eastern Conference Finals are set. You're going to have Dallas versus Golden State, and you're going to have the Miami Heat versus Boston Celtics. And I would imagine there's going to be some sparks flying in that series. Those are some passionate players and fan bases. Well, fan base. I don't know if you call the Miami fan base passionate, but they got a good team down there. Whether they deserve it or not, that's not up to me. So move on from that. Let's talk about the NHL for a minute. Now, I told you when I started the, 365 that the NHL had the most competitive playoffs in sports, and it was going to be crazy. And I just expect every series to go 7 games. 2 game sevens in the NHL yesterday, the last 2 games of the first round of the playoffs, and they both go to overtime, which is sudden death in the NHL. And so you got the Rangers that beat the Penguins in sudden death. I actually watched this game. The Dallas Mavericks Phoenix Suns game was on, if you call that being on. I'm like, wait a minute, we're third period of a game 7 hockey game. I am in. Turn it on. I watch the last 10 minutes of regulation, then I watch overtime. I watch Rangers win. And what I forgot about watching NHL hockey, especially overtime, it is so sudden. I mean, you're playing, and things are going, they're building up, and then it's the blink of an eye. That puck goes in, and the series is over. I can't I can't imagine a more painful way to lose, a playoff series. It is just shockingly sudden when it happens. And then the Flames do it to the Stars later. So Dallas had an up and down day. Won game 7, lost another. But that being told, what I hockey hockey held up their end of the bargain. I've got up there NHL Save Sunday. Hockey held up their end of the bargain Sunday. 2 great game 7s, and the hockey fans, you don't know what I know, guys. You talk your talk today, because it was much more impressive day for NHL hockey than it was the NBA by far, and you'll get no arguments from me. But so the second round of the NHL is set, and I recommend anybody, if you just casual fan or whatever, uh, pop in if nothing else towards the end of a third period. It is wild. It is wild stuff. But and then uh, so that brought up a question, and I put it out on Twitter, and I put out a poll, and I said, "What's the worst way to lose a game 7? To get blown out, a la the Phoenix Suns, or is it a heartbreak loss like overtime sudden death hockey goal?" And overwhelmingly, it was blowout, because I what I'm gathering is people would rather be in a game and rather be close and rather be fighting down the stretch, not like the kind of exact opposite of CP3. Just to pick a name, just to throw a name out there. And seems like people would rather be fighting down to the down to the wire, down to the end, scratch and claw, and lose, and deal with that than they would getting in, I would say, embarrassed, especially on your home court or something like that. So, that was a question. Think about that today. Ask anybody you know. I'm curious your thoughts on it. Get at me at jhunt006 on Twitter, Facebook, Jeff Needs Sports. There's Off the Ball Network Facebook. Let us know, like, how you feel about game 7s, and how you would prefer to have your have your heart ripped out. Uh, quick and painless like the Phoenix Suns, or slow and dreadful like the Pittsburgh Penguins, who give up a late goal in the third period and then lose in overtime. Just I don't know if that's a tough way to go down. Tough way to go down. So, real quick, really good weekend of sports. Again, thanks for all the guys who who were on the Off the Ball Network. That's what this is about. You're going to see there's a show with Aaron B. He's got a 365 out. It's coming out. It'll be out with this today, really close at the same time. Who knows who else is going to be on? Got a lot of characters over there who want to be heard. So look out for that, and then keep up on Jeff Needs Sports. I should have, if everything goes well, I'll have a Western Eastern Conference playoff coming out tomorrow with Mash from Hops Geeks News, which is going to be a lot of fun. And then as of right now, we've got some winning time talk coming down the stretch with Fresh. I hope that goes well. So we got a lot of stuff in the hopper, everyone. So please just keep up, keep checking back, and the best way to do it is follow on wherever you get your podcast, and like and get the notifications. It's just that's the easiest way to keep in the loop for everything we're going. And one last sports story before we get out of here, kind of keep you up on the plight of the Cincinnati Reds. We talked about that a little last week. Well, they they were starting. They won a couple games, and they're starting to catch up to the other terrible teams in baseball. And then they're like, okay, hold my beer. Let's do this. So yesterday, the Cincinnati Reds this throw a no hitter. Cincinnati Reds gave up no hits Sunday afternoon, and they lost to the Pittsburgh Pirates. That's what that's where we're at with the Cincinnati Reds. They lose no hitters. Not that that's never happened in sports, but that is that's just something that's on the Mount Rushmore of backhanded compliments that you could never have. Like if there's you want maybe that's a worse way to lose than sudden death or getting blown out. Maybe losing a no hitter is one of the worst losses in sports. I don't know, but shout out to the Cincinnati Reds for half of I don't know what you make I don't know if you're happy or sad about it. I really at this point, I don't know, but, they did it, and who knows what they'll do. Maybe they'll hit 7 home runs and lose tonight. Maybe they'll flip it around. You know, the Reds are crazy, man, so that's it. I'm Jeff Needs Sports. Again, subscribe, share, review. Anything you can do for us is appreciated. Go check out the offtheballnetwork.com and check out all the shows we got coming out from all of our staff over there. Good times, good things. And as far as I know, we'll see you Tuesday for the next 365. And this is Jeff from Jeff